I said, what if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Ezugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. It's beautiful here in Arizona. My voice is still raspy.
Oh, it sounds great. I like the raspy voice.
When will my other voice ever come back, though?
No, it is the same voice. It's just it's an iterated version that's a little raspy. I like it.
And everybody says it's sexy.
Yeah, it is. You said that. That was good.
Last week, everybody was like, it's sexy. I'm like, ooh, I should ask my husband about that. What do you think?
I do think it is. I didn't bring that up because she wasn't feeling good, but yeah, it is. And it's not permanent, so I can't have my real voice.
My real voice.
It's great.
It's coming. It's coming back.
Hey, this is church.
Oh, hey, man, we're just real on the sofa. All right, so we don't have our Jeannie today, but I've replaced her just today with my dear husband, Mr. Peter Ezugwu. So
Hello.
Excited to have him here. True. Our mic's okay. Thank you, sir. And I've also got my wonderful son, True Davis, in the house handling all things tech, which is so nice. He sets it all up. And he gets things running for us, so we appreciate that. He does all the set and everything, and we love that he's here today. Thank you, True, for doing all those things for us. And we bless Rev Jeannie, and she's out there in the world causing trouble. I mean, giving God a good time, like she likes to say. And so today we're at the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's work, her practice, where she has her classes. It's called Unleash Your Life, and this is the Unleash Your Life Studios. We're in the big room. She's got another room over here, which is wonderful also. And you can check out everything she has going on at unleashyourlife.us. Unleashyourlife.us. She lists her classes. She's got the best year yet, 4.0 starting next year. And she just had a big workshop about it yesterday. So you can sign up for that. They've been doing that for coming up 4 years. It's starting. So catch that if you can. And we are really grateful that she donates this space to us every Sunday so we can host our broadcast here of our Sofa Sundays service. And we are located at 7220 North 16th Street. If you are local, you still can get here. We talk for a little while. You won't miss it. So we'd love for you to be here. You're never late on the sofa. And we are in building 1A. You'll see our logo of the girls outside on the door. All right, so I think that's everything I usually say to start. And we welcome you here. Thanks for being here with us this morning. I'm glad you could do this morning.
Are you supposed to be touching me?
Yes, I'm allowed to because yes, I like it. But I love having your energy here on the sofa. So thanks for saying yes.
Thank you for having me.
And here we go. I'm going to pray us in so we can get started on the topic for today. All right, so let's take a deep breath and release. Letting go of anything that's already happened today or this week, anything you're holding. Just release it for right now. Just let it go. It'll be there when we are finished with our time this morning, but we're just going to set it aside so we can be in this present moment together. And in the next breath, I want you to release anything that you know is going to be happening after our time together, knowing that it will be there when we're done. We're going to be in this present moment, this divine time together. And we'll start with recognizing there's only one power, one presence, one life, and that is God. That is spirit. It is the divine energy that moves in as and through each one of us, through everything. It is all there is. It is love. It is joy. It is peace. It's that calm confidence that is in each of us. And it expresses uniquely through each of us. It moves. It has its life expression through each one of us here, and each one of us through the sound of my voice and beyond. And from that place of my truth, from my knowing of who and whose I am, I speak my word for today's talk, for our message today, knowing that it is divinely guided. It is no accident that we are here. It's no accident of the topic. It is no surprise in the mind of God. It has been purposefully placed in this moment to get today. And so as we allow ourselves to be present, we receive what is ours to receive through the sharing, through the ideas, through the talk. And we take it in with the grace and love of God for our highest and best good for each one of us. And so I bless it, knowing that it's already done. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
All right. Oh, my voice kept giving out as I'm trying to do that. All right, so today we are in the second week of the Gratitude and Thanksgiving month. Thanksgiving coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Super excited because Jordan comes home for Thanksgiving and we love having him here and his girlfriend Mariah.
Dr. J.
Dr. J is going to be in the house. And of course there's lots of food. Lots of food.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Lasagna's at Christmas.
Oh, it is? Okay.
But I'll make it if you want it.
No. I was just making the point that you'll make it and then we'll eat it and then nobody will.
Eat leftovers.
Yeah.
Is there really?
Food.
It's a lot of food. Make a lot of food.
And I feel obligated to eat lasagna. And then I have, okay.
You're so silly. All right, well, today's topic is today's topic is my life is a gift. I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. And I cracked up when I saw the topic today because you and I have been talking with this. I was at a kind of a get-together last night where the women and I, this topic came up for myself. I shared this topic for myself, and a couple others had the same thing about, what we're working on. We need to step into it confidently and boldly and just go, just go. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes there's a lot of fear that comes up around using our gifts or stepping into what we know God is asking us to do, or what we feel is the nudgings of God within us saying, yeah, that's yours, go. And you're like, what? Me? Who am I to do that? I don't know. And it's a very stressful place to be if you don't move with that guiding.
So the counterforce to that ultimately is that every single person that resides on God's green earth, God's earth, has, we talk about this a lot, has had a subset of experiences that have ultimately defined that perspective, outlook, and even outcomes, right? And that will condition the provisions that they use, or the tactics or the approach that they use to be able to embark on certain endeavors. And so, if there is not, a runway that's predictable for them, that is synonymous with almost certain success or certain results or outlook from the audience, or for those people that are going to be judging, then we have doubt. And then we sit there and we second guess and question everything and everyone. So ultimately, it is a very difficult or challenging, should I say, challenging outlook to have to define that my life is a gift, and I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. But on every level of that statement, there are things that we have to accept, right? So the first part, my life is a gift. Defining that gift is something that was given to you, and your life then means that that's a gift to others. So that is a hard definition for a lot of people to understand, especially if there are things in their existing life that help them to be able to recognize and check that box first. and I will use this gift. So that's already deciding that I have that gift, and I'm accepting that I have that gift, and I am that gift to others. So I will use this gift. But now you're asking me to have enough confidence to use it, which means put myself in a position where I'm talking to others, telling them that I am the gift, and you have to believe it. And that's not even the provision, right? But then you're defining how I'm going to use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Which are 3 characteristics that most people have difficulty showing in their everyday life. So you're asking them to show confidence, joy, and exuberance. Exuberance means I'm going to be outwardly excited, outwardly energetic, confident, loud, radiant, right? And then at the same time, I'm joy, the same thing, and confident, meaning I feel good about what it is I'm showing you because I'm confident that what I have is a gift. It's like no, but it's true. It's like
yes, I love this breakdown. Keep going. I love it.
It's such a powerful, ingrained statement, and so it's if you can embody that, and ultimately capture one of the most important gifts of life. It's what everybody is challenged with, and so we were talking about this yesterday. Often that gift resonates through, or something that we might captivate or show because we're delusional. And sometimes delusion is okay, because I would say a large percentage of people that show delusion, right, that show that, and who's defining it, right? Like I might look at somebody based on my subset definition of what that is and say they're delusional, or maybe they're not, right? So I'm saying, well, they don't have what I think that they think they have, so that I'm defining it as delusion.
Yeah.
But maybe they're not. Maybe that's what they're doing.
That's from your own filter. That's
right,
what you
but they're
see.
claiming this.
They're claiming that.
And so I'm looking at them and being like, they're crazy. They don't show that. I can't see what they think they're showing me.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. So if everybody looked at their life this way, and I'll stop. My life is a gift. I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. The world will be a better place because it's so much in here, right? There's so much.
And we're done.
Right.
Thank you so much for coming today. There is nothing left to. Oh my gosh, babe, that was awesome. That was amazing. No, but you're right. I mean, I looked at that, and because I believe this already, I didn't see this stuff that you're saying. Like I just saw, like, yeah, that's a good delusion. You know, like they're wrong. And I forget that sometimes that not everybody has this mindset, or not everybody's in my life.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and especially people are out there struggling. There's so much going on right now. They're not looking at like my life's a gift. Like they're like BS. Life at all is not. You know, they're not thinking anything's a gift, not much less my gift. My life's a gift. So you're right. First step is understand that your life's a gift. And I do agree 100% when we are able to agree with that and then use it boldly, you know, with confidence, with joy, with exuberance, we bless others, which then blesses the world because it's a ripple effect. My job, I think, would get really overwhelmed with all that we see, all that needs to be done or could be done, or everything we want to be better or whatever. And it seems so big, like so much, and it gets overwhelming. Well, we're not here by ourselves. We don't have to do all of that, but I can affect one person, and that one person can affect another person, and then it just ripples out. So if I can have my gift and share that, it will affect the world.
So yes, and so so kind of one of the things that my wife and I talk about, quite frankly, you know, she's a great champion or cheerleader for me, right? She's constantly telling me about these gifts that I have that somehow I'm challenged, or I'm challenged, you know, to recognize them and to acknowledge that they are real and that I have those gifts. And then, so obviously when things happen that she's able to affirm and align with those gifts being real, she will point it out. And, you know, that would be, it's almost like a revelation to me, but not everybody has that person like I have, right? So something will happen that will affirm or confirm that I am exactly what she thinks I am, right? Maybe I don't think I am. because we let in the negative pop into our lives, and we let those. So I tell her all the time. I remember things that happened to me, or words that were said to me when I was, 6, 7 years old by adults, right? These all-knowing, all-powerful, wise, radiant, amazing adults that as kids, we naturally look at them and say, they have to know because I don't, right? I'm a kid. And they tell you things, and then you sit there like, well, it must be true, right? And so I think, this is all the more reason why we as human beings have to be more attentive to this idea of how we treat each other and how things we say. Like, you can't, life is a gift, and we should be using the gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance, but you can't deliver negativity to people on a regular basis or to a person, even once, twice, 3 times, because they don't know how to get through that. They don't know how to understand, decipher, decode. Like, people always say, well, I learned this as an adult. People will say things to you, but it's usually the negativity is a reflection of how they feel about themselves.
For sure.
But
always everything comes from within.
Right, but even hearing that sometimes,
realize that.
like, why do we give credence to these people that don't understand that our life is a gift, and we should be approaching with confidence, joy, and exuberance? We should give credence to those people, but we do, because that's just the way we're wired. We're wired to be sensitive. We're wired to take in other people's emotions. We're wired to try to find negativity and try to find good. So I think the challenge is, and maybe we could decode that today, the challenge is getting to a point where we recognize the challenge is finding someone like her that could confirm what you are even when you get into your own way. And then of course, and that might not happen for people, but then the solution comes in. How do we treat each other as randos, as they say, random human beings that have random encounters every day, all day with people? We have to be so careful, and I don't think that's said enough. Be careful with the things you say. I want to get into politics, but it starts with the top. We have to be very careful about how we speak to each other and how we define each other and the grace we give each other. It's about grace, and then and it starts with a collective healing. And then you start to feel in moments that your life is a gift. And I should be grateful, even if you're having a horrible time. So, what does that look like in your opinion? Like, I'm challenging you now to how do you heal humanity to be able to understand the value of our lives?
Heal humanity. That's
I'm always trying to
well,
fix
there it is.
problems.
I think it just all comes down to what do you believe in?
Right.
What is God to you?
Right.
When we don't have confidence, we don't have joy, we don't feel exuberant, we don't feel like our life is a gift or this is a gift. We are separate. We don't understand our oneness. We feel each other so much because we are all one. We are from one thing. We are all the same. When I'm looking in your eyes, I see my husband, of course, but there are often times when you're sharing stuff with me that I see the God in you, like that I see your greatness and I connect, I feel everything. Because we are connected, so when I'm out there in the world and I smile at somebody and they smile back, and that feeling I get, we are sharing, we're all connected. We forget so easily that we are all one thing, we're all connected, we're affecting each other. Right. Even I'm affecting people all across the globe with just this right now, just what I'm putting out in the quantum field, I'm just affecting. And we forget that, we forget how powerful we are, whether we use our power for good or bad. We forget that. We forget that we see a lot of negativity and then we run around and we continue that negativity. We are adding to the very thing we don't want. We don't, and some of us just don't even know this at all. They don't even get it. They don't know that what they're doing. They still have not learned that, which is hard too, because then they don't recognize the gift. They don't know how. But when you understand that what is in you, you are not a human being walking around. You are having a human experience. God is expressing through you, through this experience, and knowing itself, and learning itself, and like Jeannie always says, and having a good time, enjoying going through and figuring stuff out. That is, once we realize that, and this is what I have to work on. When I am work, can I mention what we're working on?
Yeah.
We're working on, both of us, but primarily my husband is working on a brotherhood right now. Well, I'm working on that with you. I have a business version I'm doing, but the things we're trying to create right now cause a lot of fear, or cause a lot of like, what if this happens, or what if that doesn't happen, or what if, a lot of stuff happens that causes us to pause or procrastinate or go back and try to make everything perfect. And I think we're getting to the point where it's like, we just have to go. We just have to have some confidence that this is a gift and an idea we've been given because we're supposed to do it, and we just have to step and go and stop asking these questions and stop worrying about what this person's going to think or what they're not going to think or what. Stop it. At some point we just have to move.
Right. And
that's when I think, because of my personality, we have a very similar personality. We're both Virgos, and Virgos, if anybody knows about the signs, Virgos like everything to be perfect. And when you're trying to create something brand new, it's not, if you keep waiting for it to be perfect, you're never going to do it. Because you're trying to get all the ducks lined up or whatever. You're trying to make it all, prove it, know for sure it's going to be successful before you go. That's not how that works. You have to go messy and as best you can, and not everything known, and you have to go so it can start to figure out. That's how God works. God works in the actions. God doesn't work in you sitting there going, oh, I don't know. No, God works in the movement. Every time you take a step, then the next thing meets the next. Like when I wanted to go to Scotland, since I was 25 years old, and coming up on my 50th birthday, I was thinking about my life. I'm older than you, I'm sorry. When I was coming up on my 50th birthday, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm going to be 50. What do I want to do? And I thought, well, I've been saying since I was 25 years old, I'd like to go to Scotland. Why haven't I made that happen yet? That's 25 years of saying this over and over and over. Well, the main thing I'd like to do someday is go to Scotland. Well, how's that going to happen if I don't even have a passport? How's God going to help me make that happen if I don't even have a passport? And it just hit me one day that I haven't taken any action for that. I keep saying that I want that. For 25 years, I said that I wanted that. And early that year, I said, okay, I'm going to show God that I'm serious. And I'm going to get a passport. And I had in my mind that a passport was really hard to get for some reason. 25 years, all those years ago when I was young. Right, yeah, don't tell anybody. But my parents didn't have passports. My parents didn't travel very much. My mother was afraid to fly. So I didn't have those experiences. So in my mind, it's something out there. Well, when I, at 49, decided to get my passport, oh my gosh, it cost $140 and it took 15 minutes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Why don't, everybody should have a passport. I'm sorry, you all need to have a passport. And the moment I had a passport, I had a client of mine say, let me know, she said, well, let me know when you get your passport. I'm so excited for you when you get it. And I just thought she wanted to be excited with me. The moment I told her I had it, she goes, oh yeah, can I see it? I said, sure. And I was all proud of it, like, woo, I'm so cool. I give her my passport, she pulls it. She always had this iPad with her because she's an attorney and she was always checking on, waiting for judgments to come in. So she had it with her everywhere. So she pulls up her thing and I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, oh, I want to check something. So she goes and checks something and then she says, so your birthday's on the 18th of September, right? And I said, yeah. She said, so if you were to be in Scotland on the whatever date she had, the 14th through the 21st, would that work? And I went, well, I'm thinking to myself, I can't afford a ticket right now. What is she doing? Looking up tickets. And I said, well, I can't, I can't buy a ticket right this moment. She goes, oh no, you're not buying it. I'm going to buy it. Are those good dates for you? I said, what? I said, what? She goes, you'll have to pay for everything else, but I'm getting your ticket right now. So it just took me getting a passport, and since like that, someone else bought my ticket. I had a ticket to go, so I knew on my birthday, I'm going to be in Scotland. Like, that is crazy to me. But it was the action. I took an action, and then God moved a person. The person can't get moved. if you take no actions.
Boom.
So God works in that. So I think my biggest growth right now is I've been told for years what I'm supposed to do, and I haven't done it, and I need to move.
Say that again. Say exactly what you just said.
Which part?
About because I didn't realize how important that is.
The action?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't. You say it.
Well, God, I don't remember what I said.
So she said that in order for you to receive.
God forgot to.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just got it. But in order for you to understand this.
Yeah.
Right? My life is a gift, and I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. And in order to even start this, the gifts that you are due, the recognizing that your life is that gift, in fact. In order for you to get there, you ready for this? You have to understand that you have to take action. You can't sit and wait and expect and hope in here that things are going to happen, that something's going to resonate. If you have a business, we'll get investors, or someone will love my cake that I make, or my breakfast that I make, or my food I'm selling, or my jackets I sell, or the service I offer, without action. Like human beings are moved into emotion without action. And so, yeah, that is so important. God can't bless you without action. If she hadn't decided to get her passport, that woman would have never decided to buy her a ticket, and you would never have gone to Scotland.
Right.
If you have a business or you have a calling and you are not doing anything to move that calling forward, and I'm speaking, to us, of course, and obviously to everybody else, that light switch is never going to go on, because no one's ever going to see it. No one's ever going to understand what it is that you offer, why it is that whatever you do is of value. So you're just going to sit there wallowing in the pity of what ifs. And that is a pity space. Like what ifs, they evoke pity, because it's like, well, what if I had decided to try? You didn't. And that's the honestly, at the end of the day, so it's only our fault, isn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, we can blame things on conditions and circumstance and things that happened to us, and people that didn't show up, and people that hurt us, and people that said this, and people said that. This person that didn't recognize that I was good enough to be able to do that. Yeah, sure. But
those are all excuses.
Those are all excuses.
And I know they can be valid. You can think they're valid,
Right.
but there are people with less doing more.
Right.
There are people all over this world who have, I would, in comparison, have nothing, and they've done everything to be, and they are successful.
Right.
They've had the worst beginning, and they are at the top today because they just went. They moved. They went. And that's been our biggest. I think it's something that we are pushing each other through right now is
awesome.
Recognizing that we have something. We have a gift that we're expected to bring out into the world, and like I was saying last night in this little group of women I was talking to, Michael Beckwith would say that the pain pushes until the vision pulls. So if your vision, it's not pulling you, you're not going with that, but you still have that calling. That calling is, it's going to get so uncomfortable to stay where you are that it's going to push you.
Right.
And we're starting to get in that spot where we're feeling uncomfortable about that we haven't jumped yet. We are jumping now, though. We are in that space now, but I know that I have felt very uncomfortable with myself because I have known for a while that this is what I want to do.
Right.
And at the same time, I will say that maybe I wouldn't have known about this or that I need to jump if I hadn't gone through the procrastinating and all those different things I've been doing, that I have the avoidance or the procrastination or the trying 800 different things, trying to make it perfect, it's almost like I exhausted everything and I'm still, nope, that's not it, Michelle, that's not it, Michelle, that's not it, Michelle. God needs me to just go.
Right.
Just go, just jump. And all of it, take that step. They say you don't need to see the staircase. Take the step and the whole staircase shows up for you. Every step shows up next.
Right.
You don't need to see the staircase. That is God's business. Because God's figuring that's not your business. And in a way, it's a relief when you can finally come to that understanding that how is not mine. That's like, okay, I'll let I'll stop trying to figure it all out then, because it's making me crazy.
So I'm going to express how much it was strange. I don't know if it's strange. Maybe you guys in the audience, or you guys at home could understand this, right? So I'm going to express this. When I was a kid, I think I was 5, no, maybe 6. I think I was 5, 6, 7, 6 or 7.
You're probably so cute.
Yeah, big old head, afro, dry skin, chapped lips.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Gangly, skinny.
Gangly, skinny.
Anyway, uncoordinated. Anyways, sorry. So when I was
He just shares.
when I was a kid, I used to have this thought in my mind that it's there was 2 things that I can remember clearly as a child was being in a grocery store in England called Tesco and standing in the candy aisle and looking left, right, up, down, chocolate, candy, gummies, sweets, toffee, caramel, everywhere. And I'm just like, that can't get any better than this. That's the first thing I remember as a child.
This is where it's at.
The second thing I remember was thinking, because I swear, in my mind, I was already trying to solve the world's problems. I was so angry when I would see injustice, because I could define it as a 6-year-old, because you just treated that person that way. And why can't I have it? So there's, everything had to make sense to me, right? It still
Yes, yes.
It kind of still does. Like it really confuses me when things don't make sense. So you can imagine how I feel about the current political climate. Whole other story. But it really hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to almost to paralysis, where I feel, ostensibly violated. Like it's like this shouldn't be happening. So, but in my mind, I used to try to solve the world's problems. And one of the problems that I used to think about was you said about this cancer thing, right? People getting cancer and dying, even as a child. And so in my mind, I'm like, well, there's got to be someone on this earth that could fix this problem, And so my mind used to go to solutions. It's like, what if that person, is residing in the deepest bogs of the Amazon forest, and they are a genius? How do we find that person to come out to the Western world to solve our problem? Yeah. And it used to bother me. I used to actually ask that kind of question to the teachers, and the answer is there is an answer. Like that's not what God put that person on earth to do. So because I'm defining them to have to come and solve our problems, that person in whatever context they are, take care of their family, foraging for food, scientific reason, whatever it is they're doing, that's what God put them through their actions, right? And so all that to say, God has a plan. There is a plan. But it's not always what you think it's supposed to be. Yeah. Right? It's not always what you define that's supposed to be the plan for somebody else. Solving the world's this is an existential core issue for me. Like and I'm getting to the point because of obviously my wife being such a positive influence and talking to me a lot, and having these conversations where it gets really deep, and I'm really having to dig deep into my conscience and my being and my existence, and challenge all these questions that people ask in their lives. What's your calling? And what are we here for? The path is defined by the steps you choose to take and the action you choose to take, and God will ultimately confirm whatever it is that looks like, right? So, and I can get on to another story, but I won't. But we talked about how I discovered basketball, right, and why I started playing basketball, right? And that obviously that was the plan God had for me, right? And so it just as connected what we're about to do next. That's the plan God has for me. That's the you can't get so into like finite details to try to define if that's my ultimate calling and that's where I'm supposed to be. When you do that, you get bogged down with idealism and perfection. It's not a thing. So understanding that the steps I take, the confidence with which I move forward and delve into whatever endeavors it is I choose, if it feels good to me and I feel like it's something that I'm passionate about, I'm happy about, and you could confirm that. Like the step we took yesterday was we did some actual work, and we started doing the actual production, and that was all I needed. It was 2 minutes.
And you felt like all of a sudden you felt
right,
that.
Right, but if I didn't take that action, I wouldn't have felt it.
Yeah.
I would have been still second guessing, like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this because, everything about my life tells me that maybe I'm not, maybe people won't believe me, maybe it's not going to come through as authentic, maybe people will challenge, maybe people will comment and say things. Like that's. And then
it's a video, we're shooting some video stuff, and then he shoots the first video, and I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, he's got this. I was like, oh my gosh, this man is like so amazing. And then he's like, oh, okay, all right, I feel better. Like, yeah, because it's clear to me that's what you're supposed to be talking about and doing. And then, yeah, and I agree. Like, I had a friend named Karen Nestor, Karen, she would say, follow your bliss. You should feel confident, joyful, and exuberant. You should feel like those feelings. And then, oh, I'm on the right path because I feel when you're doing it, it feels so good. Like, you don't have to force yourself to stay up working on it. You have to force yourself to stop and go to bed. Right. Because you would stay up, work on it all night long because you love it, you want it. I could work on this stuff all the time.
Right.
And that's how you should feel, like high about it, like good about it, Yeah.
Understand the luxury we have as human beings in this predicament.
Yeah.
Within the earshot, the audience that we have that might get to watch this video. The audience that sits and watches, this and hears these messages. The luxury we have, which other people in certain ecosystems might not have that luxury,
right.
Is to be able to challenge and define this ideal that my life is a gift. I will use it. I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance. The fact that I can define that and even talk about it and say that I can do that is the blessing.
Yes.
Because a lot of people on God's green earth, maybe, this is a little ideal, like can't even look at it like this because they're stuck in, God forbid, in Gaza, in a place where they're just getting things are happening that don't make sense, and so we have the luxury, ultimate luxury in our context, most of us, to be able to execute it. That in itself is a gift.
And they have their own callings. Because of that, and we do.
Right.
And I almost feel, and like I've said before, that when you have a calling, it's because people are calling for you. I mean, they might not know your name. I want Michelle to do this. They're calling for the thing that you're going to bring. I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. How am I supposed to do this? If I just had someone to show me the way, if I just could figure this out, and then you are the answer for that. And the thing to understand is you're not necessarily the answer for everybody. Someone else is the answer for other people. So to understand that, they say if you start doing stuff online, you're going to have haters. And that stops a lot of people. Well, people say negative things. That's fine. Those aren't your people. That's okay. You should be so clear that you have people that don't align with you. And then you have people who can align with, who are like, that's my person. What they're saying resonates with me. That you have to just be so bold about what you're doing that they can find you because you're so clear. And then that will also cause those who are so clear that you're not it for them. And that's fine. You'll cut through that noise. So it's like having such confidence and joy and exuberance around what you're bringing, knowing that it's for people who are needing it. And I almost feel like it's a crime if you don't. Like the longer you sit on it, the more they're not having it. And you're supposed to bring that out and share that. Right. That's something that almost tortures me sometimes when I'm not.
This is a unique predicament for us because we're both people that I think our environment daily confirms that we have leadership qualities that resonate and impact other people. So we're able to do things outside the purview of others, right? We talked about this yesterday. I talked about my challenge. This is going to sound a little bit conceited, but I talked about my challenge of having multiple talents, right, as a person, because perhaps my environment doesn't confirm or identify those talents, meaning directly because of outside perception, right? I'm an athlete. I'm 6'8", muscular build, tall, but all those things. I played sports, and so we get stuck in this idea of definition, and I was getting stuck in it too. But also, a scholar. I graduated top of my class, and I built my business. I'm a business person.
Sometimes people only see
right.
this one facet.
Right. I'm compassionate. I have leadership qualities. I like to manage. All these things, and you're the same. So you have multi-talented, and so defining that multi-talented, having those talents or value, sometimes again will put you in a space where you're confused. You're not understanding where it is that you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. And I say that only because I think a lot of people deal with that, because we have this we know ourselves. There's no one on earth that knows ourselves better than ourselves. Right. And so I think probably one of the most important things that's happening for me is acceptance that of one's you. Every single human being on God's green earth is unique and has some unique value to something, somebody, and we should all recognize that. But it can be hard, and so working on it is a daily challenge. Also, this is not just going to happen just because you decide you want it to happen. Like you wake up and something I feel my life is a gift. You have to work on it. You have to, and when you start to identify this, and maybe put this on your wall, or
that's what those cards are for.
Right, or put it in your pocket. So every time you open your wallet, right next to your ID is that whatever it is. That's a very cool, beautiful core foundational message that if we can help people to do that, then it should be part of what we're doing too, right?
Recognizing that.
Right, recognizing that, and it can become so powerful.
Right.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I love it. I love what you share. And right, and you mentioned, I wrote something down, and I was thinking about this, that oftentimes we seek things outside of ourselves.
Sure.
We seek meaning. We seek purpose. What's my purpose? Sometimes if you are multi-talented, you could do a lot of different things. It is hard to hone in on, if somebody's a carpenter and they that's what they love. I feel like that's easier to be like, I want to build stuff because that's one thing and you can hyper focus. But if you could do lots of things, sometimes that can be difficult because well, am I supposed to do this or am I supposed to do, I don't know, I have so many things. And then it can almost be, it can be paralyzing because you don't know which move to make because you're overthinking that. You're running all in circles outside the present moment. And it's so important to be present, take some deep breaths, be present, and recognize that you are, if you can, I know those of us who think this way it's easy, but it may take time for someone else who hasn't thought this way before, that you are God in a human expression. You are God. God lives in, as, and through you. You're made of God's stuff. There's only one thing that there ever was, and that was God, whether you call it energy, spirit, source, whatever you call it, and everything was made out of that. So that's what you are. God is all powerful, all creative. You are also powerful, creative. You have all the same attributes, same abilities in your own experience, in your own world. And so what you're seeking does not exist outside of you. It exists inside of you. And that's why we named our ministry Begin Within Ministries, to really help get that point across as much as we could, because we were working to always embody it also, is that the work begins within. The work is in here, not out here. It's in here. It's working on recognizing that you're a gift, or working on, okay, so if I'm a gift, how do I move confidently with that? How do I move in joy? How do I move in exuberance? So it's me in here. I'm not going to look out here to get my bearings, to get my, okay, I'm okay to do this, am I good at this? No, it's inside of me. And it is nice if you have a partner who goes, you're amazing and you do great. That's nice to have that, because it helps a lot to have a partner. I know you say that I'm that for you, you are that for me. And that's why I can move the way I've been moving, because of you. And that, and I have a great tribe of people that support me too. But I also have a lot of that. I worked for a long time. You don't become a reverend doctor without, This is all the work I've been doing on myself spiritually was internal work. And so I can turn it on inside of myself when after I have the pity party or whatever, the anger, whatever the issue, I go, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get back to present. What are we trying to do here? And I go within. So the work is not out here, you guys. It's not out here. The work is inside yourself. And when you really can be there, when you can recognize that everything you're seeking is within, the joy, the love, the happiness is already yours. You already have it. You are it already. You don't need more of it. You don't need to create it. You don't need to go find it or whatever. You need to just align with what you actually already are. And it might take baby steps. It might take, you don't feel that way right now. You don't feel love. You don't feel kindness. You feel like everything's negative, whatever. It's okay. Just do one thing. Just change one thing. Smile at one person. To do something different every day, one little thing. Because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And all it takes is a little bit of movement and you'll start to, you move the compass and you're going somewhere else. You change the arrow on the compass and you start to head in a different direction and you will start to make that movement.
I had a moment where I was, 2 seconds, I became a little bit of a recluse 6 months, 7 months ago. I didn't go out much and wasn't moving around. And then I stepped out, and I think one day, the time I one day, and I was like, I just realized what I'm missing, because it's the moment, you might have 10 bad interactions, it's the moment that you have one good one, and you decide that that's what you're gonna, do you ever wonder why, like, these random people, you might have a communicator, like, I always wonder what's going on in people's lives, and one thing you've told me is grace. Like, I would see people, and they're just so naturally angry, and they snap back at you, or I don't know them, and it's like, as you say, it's always about give people some grace. Like, life isn't easy, and the fact that we can talk about this tells you it isn't. And I used to assume things because of the life I was living, especially when I was really, really, really thriving, and it wasn't intentional, but I would go to this place of indirectly. It was almost arrogance. But it wasn't, because I was always a kind person. I'd give the shirt on my back to anybody. Yeah. I'll give you the last dollar if you need it more than me. Yeah. You know how we are. Yeah. We're both the same way. Like, it wasn't that. It was more so that I wasn't able to understand that, some people have, they've done the action thing and life's just hurt them, And so I think grace is probably the most important thing that we need to extend to other people. Again, she's teaching me that. The kids I've been in my life, just with people in general, I've just been judgmental and thought that everybody's supposed to know certain things. Yeah. It's like, it's not the way the world works. Give people grace. Stop. And then actually, even just doing that, your life becomes a gift.
I was going to say, well, you'll have a lot more joy.
Right, you'll have a lot more joy.
Right.
Because
they're living, whatever they're doing to you, it has something to do with you.
Right.
Which is really hard to understand because it sure feels like they're doing it to you.
Right.
But it's coming, that analogy, we say this so many times, but I'll say it again. The one if I've got my cup of coffee here and someone bangs into me and I spill coffee everywhere, why did I spill coffee? You know this one?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's what's in the cup.
Right.
If I had water in my cup, I would have spilled water.
Right.
So it's not that someone bumped me that I spilled the coffee, is that there was coffee in there. So if someone comes around me and bumps into me and I'm angry, that was anger there, because we all know.
You did kind of spill the cup of coffee because they bumped into you.
But it was coffee that got spilled.
You talk about the reaction.
What happens. So, but like everybody can think about this, us drivers, that is, if you're driving, what's the difference between one day someone cuts you off and you're like, yeah, you're all mad, and then the other day someone cuts you off and you're like, go ahead. What's that difference? You're the difference. What's inside her? You had a good day or you had a bad day, and that's what poured out. So that's what's happening for everybody else too. They're not all having a good day. Some of them are having a good day, so you get the smile. Some of them are having a bad day, and so you get the straight face, or they don't hold the door open, or they push you when they walk, like whatever.
Some people have had horrible experiences.
And some people have had really horrible things that we can't even comprehend.
Right.
Or want to comprehend
Right.
sometimes. But yeah, the grace is a big deal, but remember to give yourself grace too. Because you may know that and still react. And then you have to go later like, oh, why did I do that?
Right.
I know that wasn't about me, and I still hit their head out, and I just made it worse for them. I just added to their, instead of changing their experience, I added to it and I confirmed it. So it is, it's what you were saying earlier about be careful what you say to people. Be careful how you treat people too. Be careful about the grace you're giving them and yourself.
One last thing.
Yeah.
A few months ago, we went to a restaurant, and the hostess was rude, and again, whatever, just the energy for the establishment didn't make sense, and I kind of chewed into her, and it's happened a couple of times, not in a bad way. I didn't cuss, I just said, hey, you could be a little nice, whatever, just in a nice way. It was really nice. These people responded twice. Probably one of them, but one I think went off and cried. The one girl, and it's like, no, that wasn't the point. That wasn't what I was trying to do, and I felt horrible. And so, sometimes the things that you think that you're doing, the gift that you're giving is not a gift, and those are moments where you have to show grace. And I've learned that, even though my wife was like, "Yeah, you were right. Like, it was just kind of rude." It wasn't horrible to the person. It was just my own way, but it might come across as being triggering or evasive or invasive. And we just have to be very careful just to give each other love and grace and kindness. And that is the gift that we can give to people. Yeah. That's what's making your life a gift, and you're bringing joy. You did it the other day. We were in a restaurant, we went to get breakfast, and the girl was just, with everybody, was just rude. It looked like she was just dealing with a lot. She's like 22 years old and just angry. And I'm like pointing it out, like, you see the way she's, man, you can't work in it, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, she didn't really say it. She's like, well, and so in her own way, she tried something. And she asked the girl a question, simple question. How's your day going? And the girl looked, I swear to God, looked over, and my wife had a conversation with her, and her whole energy changed. Every time she walked past our table, she smiled at my wife. I'm like, what the goodness has just happened? Like, how did you do that? And then with everybody else, I think her energy might have changed a little bit with everybody else in this whole restaurant of 50 people were morning breakfast. Just that interaction with my wife asking, because I'd already pointed out that the girl was rude, and look at the way she's moving. She doesn't look like she wants to be there. See how she just talking to those people. This is what I'm doing. And she's like, yeah, I can see it. And then so in her mind, she's thinking, well, how can I help her to have joy and fix it? Crazy. Like, who does that? Who goes to that place and says, oh, well, how can I help this person and make their life more joyous? So maybe change their life, change their day. This is her. And I'm like, man, how did you say? I didn't even think to do that. In my head, I'm like, okay, you want to be like that? I'm going to be the same way. I'm not thinking, how can I fix this woman's experience and help her to be happy and maybe be nice to her? Because that is the next level. And so this is where I think this is officially the announcement that my wife is going to be running for president of the United States.
Oh my God, stop it.
She's going to make everybody's life better and make that's who goes that deep into just like, okay, how can I be? If we all did that as humans, like, okay, that person having a bad experience today, how can I fix that? I wish we could all do that. I wish I was better than I could do. I'm starting to actually do that and like have that reflection because I saw her do that. Like, be better. Like, stop matching people's energy with the same energy. Like, be who you are. Yeah. Be joyous. Be grateful. Be happy.
Be what you want to see in the world.
Right. Be what you want to see in the world.
Well, Martin Luther King said, hate doesn't drive out hate.
Right.
Only love can do that.
Right.
And so it's the practice of that. I don't want to add, whatever she's experiencing. If I match her energy, I'm just adding to it. Now I'm part of that. Now I'm adding to the opposite of what I want to be experiencing. Right. And I can't always be like that. I'm not always like that. But sometimes if I'm in my right mind, I'm aligned and I'm connected, I'm feeling like that, I can do that because I'm in the present moment. I'm in a space where I can see it and I can move that way. If I'm not being present, I can get triggered just like you were feeling. That can trigger me too, and I can go right with that. And I try hard not to do that. I try hard to see what's going on and then try to be the opposite, because I want to be what I want it to respond in what I want to be experiencing.
I also have to learn to mind my own business. Like sometimes things aren't your business. It's like don't make them your business.
That's true.
Because that comes from when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Trying to fix the world's problems.
Yeah.
Thinking that there's someone in the Amazon forest.
Where is that person? Where is that
business.
person?
Like,
Let's go find that person.
But then within, like limit your.
Cerise can take us to the Amazon.
She can?
Yeah, she does tours with the Amazon.
Limit your, really?
Or is it the Amazon River? Yeah.
Limit your expectations.
I already asked.
Oh, she's doing that too. We could go to the Amazon. I'm the guy.
Amazing place.
Oh, I know, yeah. Do you have anything that you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say
This morning?
something.
I could feel it. I could feel Eddie's and that's something.
Well, first of all, I kind of felt the same way as a kid. Why is there so much injustice? And I still feel that way just to a great
Yeah.
extent. But what I appreciate is your comment about being multi-talented and how people expect way more from you sometimes than you feel like you might be able to give, or you don't know what to choose.
Right.
I'm kind of on the opposite end, sort of, and I have difficulty figuring out what my calling in life is. I'm almost 70 years old, and I feel like a failure. My sister goes to me, what? Mainly because I haven't done anything of any import, is how I look at it. I feel like I'm multi-talented, but I'm also don't have charisma. I'm shy, I'm overweight, I'm a female, I'm short, I'm homely, I'm, all those things that are not what people think of as a leader to take them to the next level. So I have difficulty with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the opposite side of the coin, which is an interesting perspective, because I never thought of it that way. That people expect a lot out of you, they expect nothing out of me. So if I try to be that, I can't get anywhere, or it feels that way anyway.
Feels that way.
So this has been a good session to hear both perspectives and to understand that maybe I just shouldn't care. I should just do it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, great.
Yeah.
And when you have less than half your life left to live, it gets to be a little bit more important to think about.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that,
You're gonna
Eddie.
get a hug after this.
You're getting a big hug.
That's awesome.
And and that's what I think we are really learning. And I laughed when I saw this card this morning because I thought, oh my gosh, that's funny that this is the card today for us, because this is what we're working on so much. But I know in my whole gut, my heart, everything, that we have to move.
She just gave me
Step
confirmation.
fully, and we have to go. She totally did.
Because I have so much I could have said to you about what you really are
Right.
and what I see compared to what you just said. So in my mind,
Chills everywhere.
in my mind, I'm already, and I don't know your work history, but I'm already assuming that you are a leader and you're an executive. Like that's what someone like that might look like to me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like you have those qualities.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I'm not just making that up. That's what I see. But then in your mind, it's crazy, isn't it? Because I'll tell her how I feel about myself sometimes, and my wife will tear up and be like, what? Like, how do you see that about yourself?
Yeah.
Like, how could you say that? And I'm just like, that's how I feel. And I will have these really impassioned, emotional conversations about her, validating what it is that she sees. And I think it's so important that we get other people's perspective. We must, because sometimes it's that revelation. I swear to God, like I wish I could have you feel it, so you know what I'm saying.
same side of the coin.
Right.
It's just a different way of looking at it.
Right. It's all about
She said same side of the coin, just different way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, finish. It's good.
No, I wanted
Yeah,
to hear
no,
what
I'm
she
just
said.
confirming it. It's like, it's incredible. It's such an incredible book. And we are the only characters on God's green earth, human beings, that have this inbuilt, ingrained dilemma that we deal with every
I know.
lasted second of our lives.
Ugh.
And we are the only human characters on the world. There's a 15-year-old boy sitting right in the back of the room. That we are the only people in the world that we can sit and say, okay, today I'm going to define the rest of my life, and I'm going to be this. And if we really believe that we're that, chances are we can do and be that. I'm not saying like define that I want to be, I want to fly, because that's not like without like Superman. That's not a thing. Within reason, right? If we are sane, we can define what it is, how we want people to see us, This is why Vegas is such a unique place, isn't it? Because people can go there and define what it is they are, and then people will believe them because there's no context. I don't know you. I've never met you. Oh, that's what you are. I'm going to believe you. So if that phenomenon exists, why can't we believe that our lives are a gift and we can use this gift of confidence, joy, and exuberance? Why can't we believe that? We can. It's just up to us, and we just have to put it out there.
Right.
So
We let the other voices be stronger.
yes.
We keep giving into them and keep feeding them, and we look for ways to prove them right instead of saying, my life is a gift, and I will use this gift with confidence, joy, and exuberance, and looking for ways to prove that right. Like I said to you the other day, baby, these other people come up to you all the time and talk to you. That to me is an example of the truth
Confirmation, yeah.
of what we're creating. Why is that happening? Because you are that. And I feel the same way for you. Like as soon as we get the hit that we're supposed to do something, I really feel like we've got to just jump and do it before all that other BS floods in and tells us why we can't. We're too this, we're too that, we're not enough of this. Those voices are so strong because we keep allowing them to be. We keep they're our safety net, and we don't need to be safe. We don't need that. We are God in a human body. We are all powerful in this expression, and we're not living from that. And I speak for myself. And this is my, not daily, but every time I sit down to try to work on what I want to be creating in the world, that's my battle. Like, what the world is happening? So I think it's so important that we share these kinds of things, because then we realize, oh, it's not just me. You're feeling that way. You're feeling that way. It's not just me. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. This is part of this human experience. And the work is to move past it. I really think that's part of the process as we grow, as we push and move past it. We get on the other side of it, we're like, wow, check me out. Look what I did. Oh my goodness. I remember going through a really tough time when I was like, let's see, Jordan's 30, when I was 27 or something. Anyway, I remember being younger, like half my age now, and going through this really difficult situation, and I felt like I wasn't going to get through it. Like, I remember crying to sleep at night and having all these things happen. And then one day I recognized, oh, I didn't cry myself to sleep last night. What's going on? And then I was like, I'm still here. I'm still doing stuff. I'm starting to smile again. And then anytime I got stronger from that, because something that I thought was going to break me did not. It felt good, but it didn't happen. Right. And then I'm on the other side going, hey, you're stronger than you think you are. Knock it off, So every time we do that, we're ready for the next level. So I think you're like that saying that someone I used to work with used to say, you're hitting your head on the next level. And it's just the floor of that next level. You're hitting your head on the ceiling, but it's actually the floor of the next level. And so it feels like you can't get through it, but you can. And when you do, you're going to be like, oh, stand. And then guess what? You're going to try to go up again. So it's going to happen again. But yeah, I'd love to talk with you anytime, Evie, if there's something you're trying to push through. I'm here for you. This is something that it takes a tribe. Some of the stuff we're not here alone on purpose, because it takes someone helping you remember who you are, so that you can push through that and keep going, because it's paralyzing. And we're meant to do whatever it is we're called. We're meant to do it, or it wouldn't be there. We wouldn't feel it.
Well, I'm glad I can share it, because I think people have this misconception that I walk the earth feeling like I'm a god, or I'm like we are, and I've got everything figured out. It's like
you're like, what?
Nothing figured out.
Right. At the end of the day, they really do. It's like, and then I've had some great last experiences, but yeah, we're all on a journey. We're all on a significant journey. And
you can bless everything that's already happened, and bless what's coming, but be in this moment and bless what's happening right now, and give yourself a lot of grace.
Okay.
And we're gonna get through it.
Right. Sorry.
All right. No, I love it. Anything else? Everyone feel good and feel complete?
You're out. Oh, sorry. I'm dying.
Here.
I'll bring it on.
All right, let's pray out. It's nice and loud to do that too. Oh my goodness, what a good talk. Oh. Let's just feel that energy. Feel that energy between us. recognizing our connection, recognizing the life between us, the life we share, the power that we are, the God stuff we're made of. Knowing that it is confidence, it is bold, it is action, it is exuberance, it is love, it is grace, it is all there is. And that's what we are in this human experience. We are that spirit expressing itself through us in that unique way that we are. And knowing that truth, knowing the truth of who and whose we are. I know that as we allow ourselves to remember that we are a gift, that what we bring to this world is a gift, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be some grand thing to be the gift. It could be a simple smile, a simple helping of someone else. Giving someone else grace. A hug. It could be whatever it is. There's no limit. There's no size. We are the gift, each of us. When we bring that gift boldly, in confidence, joy, and exuberance, there is a huge ripple effect. It goes out into the world, a world that needs us. It needs us more than ever. So let's not hold back. Let's move. Let's take action, knowing that God meets us where we are. God is the how. We need only take those steps. And I'm grateful for this knowing. I'm grateful for our time together. I'm grateful for all the vulnerable, loving sharing that we had today. So I let it go. Know and trust that it is in the mind of God and already done. Perfect, whole, and complete. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. We love you, Rev Jeannie. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Oh, wow. That was really, I love this time together. Thank you, my love, for being with us today and sharing. And I just want you all to know that if you are being spiritually fed, if you feel a connection with what we have going on here, please consider becoming a spiritual church club partner. You can go to our website and check that out at www.beginwithinministries.com. Supporting us, $45 a month supports us as a spiritual church club partner. Also, if you just want to tithe to us, we appreciate all of that because it helps us to create more of what we're doing in the world, and it benefits all of us. Yeah. It also helps us if you like and subscribe to our feeds on YouTube, which is at Begin Within Ministries on YouTube, or in Facebook, which is at Sofa Sundays, and also Instagram is Sofa Sundays. Those are our feeds, our group, and we would love for you to participate in that, liking, sharing, and inviting others to know about us. Thank you so much for helping, and we know that you are going to have a blessed week, and thank you for being here. Love you all. Till next time.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.